Hey, you guys. Welcome back to Level Up with Lori. And honestly, it's a massive welcome back because I don't know if you noticed. I mean, I do. I feel like people are following along, but I know that there's still been a lot of content out in the world and a lot of people that have been watching, or I should say, listening to old episodes. But I took a little bit of a hiatus after last season, and I did that for a couple different reasons. Number one, I was really kind of diving deep inside my business, restructuring a bunch of things, starting to kind of like build out a content strategy that I felt like was giving more to the world. And because it was giving more to the world, it was taking a little bit more from me. So I had to redirect my attention and my energy to a couple other places in my business that needed that time and that energy and that excitement level. So I always knew that I would come back to the podcast. Mainly because I frigging love it, and it's like my own version of, talk radio, and also because I listen to so many podcasts that it's kind of like, for me, it's an outlet and a way to give back something to the world. And I wanted to refocus my energy, kind of build out a brand new podcast strategy. So you're going to see a lot more like digestible content on the podcast moving forward. My goal is to bring in some different people, like interview different people that I think you're going to get a lot from. I have some really juicy topics that I have planned for this season, and honestly, I am so incredibly excited for just kind of that like fresh, like, when you take space from something and you actually choose to come back to it, you come from a different space, right? It's like, think about like a relationship that you let go of for, 3 to 6 months. And the reason why you got back together was because you really realized like that you chose one another. So I'm choosing you. I'm choosing this podcast as an outlet, as a way to kind of share business tips with the world. And one of the things that I've really gotten crystal clear on in my path, in my business structure, is that it is all about network marketing. As you know, I've kind of, and maybe you don't know, I've also been building out a program that helps women build multiple streams of income. So for women that already have a network marketing business, I am building a program for them to build a new stream of income, start something all their own. And it's really not that different, but the majority of women that I'm working with in that realm also have network marketing as well. And I have actually found that it's an incredible combination, and going off on a total tangent. But I thought I would kick off this break, like this new season, with like, if I had to go back and do it all over again, where would I start in my business? And when I asked myself this question, there was only one answer. And it's the answer that I'm hoping will have a lasting impact on you today. I'm hoping that it will be the thing that gets you thinking and even gets you fired up. So, if I was to go back to the beginning, I remember in the beginning when I started my business, I didn't start it to start a business. I kind of just fell into it, fell in love with it, and then I looked around at what the way that everybody else was building their businesses, and I used that as my blueprint for building my own. And I'm not like, honestly, whatever I did got me to where I am today. So I'm never going to take away from that journey. But if I was to start again, and if I was to help, and I do, women build out their own businesses, the thing I would start with is building out a brand. And a brand is separate from your company. A brand is all about you, and a brand offers kind of a service and an experience to the people that follow you. So the people that, and one of the things that I've started to teach a lot on is Instagram. You guys know that I am an absolute lover and expert of VIP groups on Facebook, and that I believe that those are the heart and the soul of your businesses. And in the beginning, I didn't really promote having a brand in there. But what I realized is that even the trainings, I wasn't saying have a brand, but the way that I was training, the way I was teaching, and the things, strategies that I was using, they were developing a brand, because we talk a lot about personality pillars. We talk a lot about giving value to your customers and creating that experience and building those relationships. And that's what a brand is, right? Like a business, that's the goods and the services, that's the transaction, but the brand is the experience. The brand is something that somebody's going to remember. It's the thing that's going to get them to come back to you, to have loyalty with you. And I honestly think that it's the missing piece for so many people in network marketing, because we come into the business and we're almost handed our business in a box and we're told, hey, like, here you go. This is what you do. Just follow step 1, step 2, step 3. And we never think about differentiating ourselves. We never think like, we never take a step back and be like, hey, what is it that brought me to this business, to these products? And how can I put my own unique spin on them, right? Like, how can I show people why these products mean so much to me? And how can these products be the hero inside of my business? And for those of you out that are there that are building multiple network marketing businesses, this is kind of even more critical, because you are representing more than one thing. So the common denominator in that entire picture is you. You're the brand, right? At the end of the day, you are what people are buying, not the products. People can go to the website. People can go to 1,000 other people that sell those products. There's only one you. And so if I was to start way back at the beginning, I would start by building out a brand. And yeah, I think the number one thing, like when we think of a brand, we think, oh, okay, a color scheme and a logo and all that. But like deeper than that, what is your story inside these products? What is like the thing that lights you up inside, that will connect you, that you feel like you can stand on a platform and shout out to the world? So for instance, like I know some women in Norwex, and they're really, really passionate about the earth and like removing chemicals from homes. And a lot of them have experiences that are a driving force behind that, right? Kids that struggle with um, like asthma, or have had childhood cancer, like, or they've been through something. So they had to like ask themselves, well, how can I make my home a safe place? And these products were the answer to that. Or a lot of the women that maybe like dig into Epicure, they are like, okay, I was really just looking for something that made cooking simple for my family. And I've got a couple of kids that are gluten free, and we've got like a lot of different tastes in the house and blah, blah. And when I found Epicure, it felt like the answer, right? And so they sign up and they immerse themselves in these products, and they forget that that could be the answer that they could share with the rest of the world, right? That they could like be the solution that so many other families are looking for as well. Or for me, I started out in style, right? I was with Stella and Dot, or I am with Stella and Dot. And like I always said, like, it's not just about the earrings. The earrings represent something. The earrings represent you feeling good when you walk out of the house. The earrings represent confidence when you're going into a meeting. The earrings are like a piece of your personality, because earrings aren't generic, right? Like jewelry to me is a way that we adorn ourselves, and the way that we personalize ourselves and like say who we are in a visual sense. So it's not just a pair of earrings, right? If there's a story behind every single thing. And I want you to start to think about that inside of your business. And how can you share this on social media? And you'll notice that the biggest accounts on, like if you were to head over to Instagram and you were to look, a lot of the bigger accounts on Instagram that are women in network marketing, they have built a niche in different areas than necessarily like their products, right? Their products are a piece of the story, and they can even be the hero inside that story, but there's so much more to that story. They're bringing people into their lives. They are sharing tips, they're sharing tutorials, they're sharing like solutions to problems. So I want you to ask yourself, like, where do these products fit into my story and how have they become the solution for me? And how can I build a brand around that? And a brand is really just an experience that you give to your audience. So I honestly just think like if I was to start again at the beginning, I would stop saying, hey, this is my favorite, right? Do you like this or that? I would say like this, like I would look at like different body shapes and I would look at necklines and I would teach people how to wear these products or to layer necklaces. And I have done all of these things throughout the years, but it's definitely not where I started. And even this will go into every single thing that you do. It'll go into the content that you create on a daily basis. It'll go into the events that you run for your customer base. It will even be the thing that attracts new women onto your team because they will be able to relate to the stories that you tell. And it will be easy for you to kind of teach them and guide them because you'll have that like strength in that relationship. So hopefully you are sitting on the other side of this episode or this podcast and you are nodding your head thinking, yes, 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 this has been the secret ingredient that I have been looking for all along. And sometimes I want you to know that maybe the thing that you're an expert in doesn't have anything to like, doesn't seem like it has a direct relation to your products, but it does. Right. So start to look at like, how did Lori, where do we go from here? Okay. So where do you go from here? You just start to like, I honestly, if I were you, I would go for a walk with no earphones on, with nothing, and I would just let your mind wander. Or I would head into my journal and I would do a little bit of brainstorming or I would go throughout my day and I would start to notice how these products are coming into my life and see how these products are shaping my story. That's what you want to bring people in on, right? No one wants to come and hang out with a walking, talking billboard, someone that is literally just flashing a light that says, buy me, buy me, buy me. Even if it says discount, discount, discount. People want a story. People want to feel something. People want a connection, and a brand is what will give you that connection. All right, you guys, I hope that you love this episode. I love listening to this episode as much as I love listening to it. For those of you that didn't hear my whole hack story, I have a brand new Instagram account. So come follow me at Lori Irvin Coaching. And if you love this episode, please share it, tag me. I will be sure to give you some love back. I love connecting with you behind the scenes, love hearing what you kind of topics that you would love for future episodes. And I honestly cannot, like, I'm just so happy to be back in this space and connecting with you in this way, you guys. So I will talk to you soon. Have an incredible day.